Hello and welcome to Beyond Business, where we look at competition in the global economy. In today's show, we're honing in on the battle for the best and the brightest, and it's a battle that France appears to be losing. We're looking at how countries and universities compete in higher education and what it means for a country's competitiveness. Judging by global university rankings, the United States and Britain remain at the top, and France and Germany are falling behind. We'll be asking why in a moment, but first we want to take you to Luxembourg, a country with big academic dreams.
Luxembourg, a small country of barely 2,500 square kilometres, has grand ambitions for its university, founded in 2003. The Grand Duchy hopes to become one of Europe's vital academic hubs.
The idea, which we developed through consulting, is to find a new site which will allow the university to become a centre of learning of the 21st century.
The University of the 21st century will be built here, on the ruins of Luxembourg's steel industry. A 15-hectare extension to the university which will serve close to 8,000 students. The university is putting the emphasis on quality rather than quantity.
The aim is to attract the best, and the best from far afield. We want it to be a fully international university. We don't want them to be just French, German, Belgian students. We want them to come from much further away.
Is it a delusion of grandeur for a tiny country that doesn't even figure in any world university table? The students say it works.
Luxembourg is a place to be because I am studying European law. I'm already in the advanced master's part. And that's the place where the European Court is, and also the Court of Auditors, and this is where law is being made.
Shui Kan, a student from China, says it's the mix of cultures and languages that attracted her to this country, where almost half the population is foreign-born.
When I was still young, I would like to learn more language and know more aspects about the world, and then maybe after 10 or more years, go back to China.
Well known as a financial centre, Luxembourg also offers great opportunities for students fleeing countries hit by the world economic crisis.
You know, I wanted to go away from Italy because of the very difficult financial situation. You don't move just for money, but when you see the economic and financial crisis that is going through all over Europe, and then you come here, it's like a world aside.
But it's a world apart whose economic model is running its course. Luxembourg is investing in education because it knows its banks and financial institutions cannot alone secure its future. It's people like Rudy Balling, a biologist whom Luxembourg is banking on.
But Luxembourg also realized that in order to be competitive on this global market, the world is becoming smaller. You need to become a knowledge-driven, knowledge-based society.
And Luxembourg aims to become a knowledge-based society par excellence. For people here, educating minds is also reaching out to investors.
So probably the fastest growing market in the next 20 to 30 years will be the area of healthcare, wellness, food industry combined to our health. People invest a lot of money in this, so there's economic opportunities.
Opportunities Luxembourg is willing to gamble on, even if it means squaring off against its much bigger neighbour France, situated just 100 metres beyond this railway line. The competition in the region is likely to be fierce.
All right, for more now on how universities compete in the globalized economy, we can turn to Louis Vogel. He's the president of the Conférence des Présidents d'Université, known under the acronym CPU here in France. It's an umbrella group for the heads of French universities, and it works as a lobby group for them. Welcome to France 24, first of all, Mr. Vogel. Now, I want to show you the top 10 ranking of the world's best universities. According to the Shanghai Jiao Tong University, there are 2 British universities and 8 American universities on this list. France appears on the 37th spot, or in the 37th spot. Why is France falling behind?
You know, there's a French exception, as we say, l'exception française. In France, universities are separate from research institutions, like the Centre National de Recherche Scientifique, like INSERM and so on, and are separate from grandes écoles, or big schools. So what the Americans have within one university, we have it in 3 separate institutions. So we have no chance. We have no chance with the Shanghai ranking. And we have to do something in order to be, because our ranking, the 37th position for the first French university, doesn't reflect the real potential of French research compared, for instance, to the research in Great Britain, which have 2 universities among the 10 first, as you said.
But yes, you're right. The specificity of the Shanghai Jiao Tong University Index is that it's looking at research. But even if we look at other lists of the top universities in the world,
the same
for
reason.
instance, they look at the teaching.
Yes.
We're seeing American universities, they're on top there as well.
Yes.
France is not featured on those lists either.
For the same reason. Look, we have our best students going in, not at university, but except for the law and the medicine, for the West, the best students are going to grandes écoles. We have business schools, we have administrative schools, we have engineer schools, and all these schools are not within universities, you see? So we have to reorganize the whole thing. We have to put all these good students with professors, researchers together if we want to fight on this global marketplace you spoke about.
Now, one of the things that's often looked at when it comes to this is tuition fees and how much it costs to go to university in various countries. In the United States, as well as in Britain these days, there are tuition fees. French students are not paying any tuition fees. Do the universities need tuition fees in order to get more revenue?
It's a very complicated question, because tuition fees is only one aspect of a question. Why don't French students not pay very high tuition fees? Because we have no aid system. Our aid system for students is very limited. So it's logical that universities are almost, you can go to university for nothing, because there is no help.
There are no grants, there are no bursaries.
Very much less developed as than in Great Britain or especially in America. So it's the logic of the system. You have very low tuition fees because you have no grants. If you want to have high tuition fees, you have to change your system of grants. You see, it's also only a question of organization. And the end, the money is the same.
Do you think that this is going to be a problem in the longer term, though, that French universities are not ranked higher globally? Do you think it would lead to a brain drain further down the line?
Of course. You can criticize the Shanghai ranking and so on, but it has an effect on the attractivity of universities for students and for professors. If you say... Every year, you say Harvard is a very good university, Cambridge is is among the very best, and Oxford also. In the end, you end thinking, I have to go to Harvard, to Yale, to Oxford, or to Cambridge, and you forget Sorbonne and so on. You see, so we have to do something because it has an effect on attractivity.
Give us the top 3 tips of what exactly needs to happen in this country in order to improve higher education.
Firstly, the French state has to invest much more money in universities than it did until now.
How much are we talking about?
Right now, the French state the expense for one student per year is 10,000 euros. In Sweden, it's 15,000 euros. You see, we are much less than the average in the OCDE. So we have something to do. Why is it so? Because we invest also in grandes écoles. So we have to change the system and the financing of the system. So we have to put more money in that. Second, we have to reorganize our higher education system by grouping universities in the classical French sense grandes écoles, and research institutions. We have to make all these people work together instead of dispersing the efforts in different directions. Mm-hmm. And third, we have to care, to give much care for foreign students, because in foreign countries, you have a very strict organization. They take the student when he arrives to a country, they find a location for a place to study, a place to live. They find also jobs. And we are not organized like that. Mm-hmm. Because French universities, there's a lack of organization, but all this is right now is changing. You know, we made a great effort since 1998 to organize French universities in order to better receive the foreign students.
At the moment, there is a much higher ratio of international students at British universities. How long do you think it will take then for France to catch up?
We're not so bad. Our rankings, we have a fourth for the world rankings to receive foreign students, and we are second for the Erasmus program. So you see, the second in Europe to receiving European students. So our ranking is not bad at all. We have, I think, if we do what I said, more financing, better organization also on the campuses for the reception of foreign students, I think we will catch up very quickly.
All right, all part of a larger effort, so to speak. Laïdi Vogel, thanks very much indeed for speaking to us here at France 24. And with that, we're going to wrap up this program. Thanks for watching France 24, and do stay with us. We have plenty more news coming your way quite soon.